Hello everyone, we are currently waiting for a couple more drivers to join, I think maybe just one more. Before we start, hence a bit of a delay. In the meantime, while we wait, I'll quickly go through the reserves. So, we have Norwich Fan reserving for Serwolf and Mercedes. If It's Pyro is able to make it, which he should be able to, he's going to be reserving in the Ferrari Forza Nexta. We have Dan reserved for Busman Pickle. We have Palid Pudur as a reserve for Sonev and the AlphaTauri. Cam Duda as reserve for Murph Martin and Alfa Romeo. And yeah, those are all the reserves for today. Berger now being, well, quote unquote full time as it's the final race of the season, but and same goes for Pyro technically. But yeah, final race of the season. Brazil was voted the race of the season last season, so we should be in for a good one. Both championships have already been decided. JT Gelato is the Drivers' Championship winner, and McLaren are the Constructors' Championship winner of the team of JT Gelato and DXS. Making it that both seasons, in Season 1 and Season 2, the driver that won the Drivers' Championship has won the Constructors' Championship as well. Bit of a correlation. Maybe we'll see that next season as well, maybe not. Probably will though, JT being very dominant throughout the season, but hey, the few drivers that came in last season and last race and this race have been very competitive, and maybe we'll see a bit of a challenge. And also it'll be a completely new game, so maybe JT just won't be as fast on it. We'll just have to wait and see how things go. We are waiting on just one more driver. It's Pyro. Hopefully he comes quickly. because we are already 5 minutes over the designated waiting time, but I don't want to risk him coming through quali and ruining the session for the rest of the drivers. So I'd rather go on for a little wait. PlayStation should be allowing him. Slurring my words quite a bit. It's as if I'm drunk, yet I'm not. Surprisingly. He said his PlayStation was loading. Oh, and we have liftoff. Let us go. Last race of the season. Last season voted as race of the season. Let's see if we will have another race of the season worthy race here in Brazil this time around. And hopefully we won't be seeing any connection issues or lobby restarts, because those are indeed the scary sights. And we are on the way. 16 drivers full qualifying, so only one driver will be getting eliminated, as the bottom 5 generally get eliminated, but that's a full grid of 20 drivers. We're only 16, so just one unlucky driver will be getting eliminated. And, well, I look at one man. However, he can hope that someone bins it multiple times or crashes out and retires, and all he has to do is trot his way to the line, and he'll be going through to Q2. Nice to have James Robertson back with us again. I know he was back with us for like one race back, but then exams, Martins as well. Nice to have him back with us from exams. Yeah, obviously some of the same faces: Het Pompier, De Roy, JT Gelato this season. Some of the main faces right around here, and then obviously some others weren't able to make it today, like Andre and Murph Martin. And Serbulf, Halfshot Ferry as well, been very consistent with attending races this season, which is always nice to see. And DXSNO as well, been here for quite a while now, since last season. TRL's been coming along quite nicely, and it's nice to see our community grow slowly. But enough of that. People have started to make their leave. I need to get his name right. I think it's Pallipudur. A bit hard to properly remember. And right behind him is the Ferrari it's Pyro, who lets him go swiftly past. But the first man out was A Williams of Jamie Robertson. Always nice to see Williams being the first ones out. Head Bumpier, Jamie Robertson. Deroy and Martins, the two longest standing pairs, along with KCDB and Sonev. But Sonev not here today in TRL. And yeah, a lot of people making their way out. You got Ferrari, AlphaTauri, and then Alfa Romeos and the Racing Points. But on board with Jamie Robertson, as he's the first driver that's going to be setting a lap or invalidating it. So let's speak about the track just a bit as he's coming through Sector 1. Sector 1, one of the hardest corners to get right. That second corner, one of the hardest to get right. Very easy to invalidate as well when you're pushing so much. But once you get through there aren't many places where you're really in the chance of invalidating. As now coming through Sector 2, this is more of the go-kart section, I feel, of the track. And that's that corner that Jamie Robertson just came through, quite easy to invalidate as well if you push a bit too much. But Jamie Robertson coming through it quite nicely, not going for the largest of pushes, I think. Just getting more of a feel of the track and setting a decent lap time. And should get him through to Q2. Seeing some yellow flags in the back, nothing major though, probably people just letting people past. As Jamie Robertson rounding the final corner, well, unless this one counts as a corner. And let's see what lap time people are going to have to deal with. 107.9 is the benchmark, and let's see how quick everyone else will go. It's Pyro going to be next across the line. 107.5, alright. 4/10 of a difference, quite large. As I saw an invalidation, I see a guy about to cross the line. That was Camdude, 107.3, 2/10 out of its Pyro. Alright, I see the Racing Point went into the pits instead of finishing off his lap. Martin's going to be next to cross. Let's see where he can go. 108.3, that's 3/10 behind Jamie Robertson, so let's enter 4th. And KCDB, then it was Palipudor, I think, that had invalidated his lap and is going for another go right about now. And as two drivers, rightly so, letting him go by. And I see a McLaren of the McLaren of JT Gelato out early for once. 106.5, and JT Gelato came out here different. So yeah, JT Gelato I think's like 28th something in the world in Brazil on time trials. So suffice to say that JT Gelato will be getting pole position most probably quite easily. 6/10 out of its Pyro. And make no mistake, it's Pyro and Camdude, fast drivers, but JT Gelato on smoke, they're just absolutely blazing it. However, I heard a bit of a rumor between JT and Gelato and Head Bumpier that there might be something going on, but we'll get to that if it does happen. In the meantime, Head Bumpier with a 119.5, Palipudor 108.2, at 10th out of Martins with a 108.3. Norwich Fan in 4th, drops to 5th, 107.6, because the Roy slots ahead of him with a 107.2, ahead of Camdude as well. And Tresberger BTW 107.1, just a few thousandths of a second ahead of its Pyro. So far JT Gelato the only driver to enter the 106s. How's KCDB getting along? Quite slowly it seems. Probably another invalidation, probably overfueled a bit though since he's still out and about. Ferrari on an out lap, DXSinho, Dan still in the pits. Gonna be curious to see how fast Dan can go and how he's going to be able to compare to the likes of JT Gelato. And then we got Max as well. Validated his lap, gonna need to go for another go around. If he's got the fuel for him, I need to pit and come back out. And yes, it is happening indeed. Mr. BT on that lap, sawing his lap now. So JT Gelato at Bumpier, I think they're basically gonna try get grid place penalties by, as you can see, touching wheels a bit, and just so they can start from the back, have a bit of fun between them. They are both first and second in the Drivers' Championship with no chance of being overtaken. So they're just, touching wheels a bit, and that way they can still, do qualifying. As Camden's retired from the session, Oh, coming out from turn 1. If I can find the horse that's about to go through. Yeah, there we go. Max is about to go through that. We're going board. Yeah, coming through turn 1. Max almost lost in the exact same place as Cam Dude. And Cam Dude with a 107.3 getting eliminated. Was going to get eliminated in Q1. That was a nice lap time from him as well. I heard him up here with 107.5. Cam Dude 107.3. He was 5th. But now will not be going through to Q2, and he's going to have a bit of a painful race, but I guess he can run through the field alongside JT Gelato and Head Bumpier, as they'll probably be getting some more grid place penalties to make sure that they do their thing. In the meantime, KCDB is improved to 108.2 at 10th of Murph Martin. Sorry, nope, that's the wrong driver. 10th of Martins. Jim Robertson, I think, is also improved to 107.7. Now Norwich found with 107.6, down in 8th, dropping from 5th. Mr. BT 2004, 107.2. DeRoy just slightly ahead of him. Half Shot Ferry with a 107.1. So what we've got 3 drivers on 107.1s, then 2 drivers 107.2s, but JT Gelato reigning supreme 106.5. And Max now in 7th, 107.3. So it's going to be quite close, as you always. Quote unquote the midfield. Gonna be interesting to see how that pans out. Obviously though, with JT Gelato and Head Bumpier and now Cam Dude gonna be starting from the back, gonna definitely prove to be an interesting race. Lots of overtakes, definitely has the potentiality to be race of the season. Dexasinio and Dan, the only 2 drivers yet to settle a lap. The Exercinio 112.4 definitely can do better than that. Probably a bit of a warm-up lap, maybe made a mistake along the way. And Dan about to start his lap. I'd be very curious where these two will go. Both fast drivers. Dan especially was really fast last race. As I see Half Shot Ferry's improved to 107.005. That's 5 1,000ths of a second, 5 milliseconds off getting into the 106s. That sets up a good time for him and a solid second place here in Q1. Dan, the XS boat coming through sector 2. According to the game, the Exercinio improved through sector 2 by 5 seconds. Could put him well into the 107s. Mr. B2 is up 4/10 around to fuel. That definitely hurt. And the Exercinio does indeed in third, 107.071. McLaren's at the top, basically 1 and 3. And Mr. BT, if he went up 4/10 out, would put him nicely into the 106s. But ran out of fuel, so he's still down in 7th. And furthermore, Dan only in 9th with the 107.3. Was faster last race. Maybe Brazil is just not his race, or maybe Italy was just his race. Just have to wait and see how it all goes down. It's Pyro in 5th, 107.1. So Martins currently in the elimination zone in 16th, 108.3. Ahead of him he's got KCDB 108.2. Ahead of KCDB is the Alpha AlphaTauri 108.2 as well, just barely anything between the two. And it looks like the one driver to get eliminated is going to be between these 3 drivers, because then ahead of them is Jamie Robertson in 12th with 107.7, and they'll need to any one of them 3 will need to be making major improvements to get close that time. So the question is, who's it going to be between these 3? I'm sure KCDB will be looking to get through to Q2, and more importantly will be looking to finish a race. Mr. BT retires from the session, but does so in the pits, so no worries about that. Jamie Robertson though looking to improve his lap, and let's see where he goes. It's Pyro also retiring from the session. Jamie Robertson was still 107.7. I think he was doing a bit of a warm-up lap or a mistake along the way and then taking it as an extra warm-up lap. But he didn't validate, so he might need to go into the pits and come back out. Then again, he's in 12th and most probably safe, so probably no need to come back out. A lot of close times. We see like Padley Padour and KCDB, both on 8.2s. You got Dan, Max, Cam Dude as well. We're in the 107.3s, and Mr. BT, Het, the Roy in the 107.2s. A lot of close times. It's Pyro Burger 107.1s, Half Ferry Dixocinio at 107s. A lot of small battles I think we'll be seeing along the way, and obviously DRS and all being quite helpful here around Brazil. I think we could see quite a nice race ahead of us. In the meantime, in Tier 2, McLaren also won the Constructors' Championship, driven by Thunder Bales and Aidud. Unfortunately, no stream again. Don't know what happened to the commentator. Seems a bit MIA as we see the two. And JT's been disqualified from the session. Well, that's one way to start from last, but that's not what he was looking for. Because while he wanted to start from last, he also wanted to keep going through in qualifying. And that's definitely not going to help him. And I don't know if Bumpy actually has the grid penalties that he wanted. If you take a quick look, he got 1, he got 2. That's only 2 grid penalties. So yeah, not working out well. The plan, the master plan, not working out well for them as drivers are starting to retire, being done from their laps. In the meantime though, this means that everyone is safe through to Q2 since JT got DSQ'd apparently. Everyone's safe to go through Q2. And also, Drivers' Championship though, still in contention between Thunder Bales and Aidud. I don't know if there's... quickly check the standings. Yeah, the Drivers' Championship only in contention between those two, the pair of McLarens, first and second. Nonetheless, Martins managing to put himself ahead of KCDB 108.1 and KCB 108.2. Padley Padour, big improvement, did jump to the 107.6 out of Jamie Robertson, but everyone's safe to go through apart from Cam Dude, crashed out, and JT Gelato, who did a bit too much of wheel touching trying to go for the master plan. Driver's a bit confused about that, what's going on, and then honestly amused by the confusion. Q1 is slowly coming to a close. All drivers basically in the pits. Actually, Dan on an outlap might as well stay on board with him. The only driver out on the circuit right now. Currently with 107.3, looking to improve. Definitely it seems like he has more pace in him from what we saw in Italy. Coming through turn 1, might as well go a bit on board. You haven't had a board of the track just yet. This is the first DRS zone of the track. Might see some lunges down the inside or potentially also around the outside. Could leave place for a couple of collisions, as I've seen coming through Brazil. People going wide and maybe someone hitting the grass. Then over here someone could make a risky dive bomb. Most of the time it doesn't work out. You find yourself spinning into the grass. Coming through sector 2. Not really much room to overtake. You can really hold your position coming through here. Defend really nicely. And then coming through the final couple of corners, as long as you can stick ahead up till this corner right here. Although there's the DRS, if you can make sure you go really slow through there, and if you've got someone behind you, they're probably not going to be able to get past you. Although you've got DRS coming right up, if they're right behind you, overtake Slipstream DRS could come to their advantage as you race your way down to the line. And will we see any close finishes as Dan moves up to second with a 107.069. The Excelsior as well, 107.071. Het Bumpier 107.090. That is true, the grid is very close now that JT isn't here to dominate, being half a second ahead of the rest of the field because he's at 106.5. Absolutely mental. As Q2 is underway, so for the final time this season, bit of an explanation of how Q2 works. The top 10 go to Q3, but they'll also have to start on the same compound of tire that they qualify on. However, you can also finish in what I like to call the strategic pole of 11th place, and then you start on whatever choice of tire you want, which can be very beneficial in certain tracks, such as Brazil. 11, 12, so yeah, from 11 downwards, you choose what compound of tire you want to start on, and it can be a fresh set of tires, but then you won't be going through to Q3. Personally, I'd rather qualify in P11 than 10-9, and then 8 and 7, so when it really starts to get questionable, is 11th or 8th or 7th better. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some takers trying to qualify on mediums, but with how close the grid is, I don't think anyone is really going to be able to pull it off. But we'll just have to wait and see. First driver out, the Ferrari of its Pyro, followed by a Racing Point, a Renault, an AlphaTauri, the other Renault as well, and the other AlphaTauri. And then a Williams, a lone Williams, trotting along behind. But it's Power going to be the first one to set the lap unless he invalidates. Oh wait, never mind. That lone. Wait. No, I was right. I thought that lone by Williams was already out there, and was the first driver out. But never mind. The first driver out it's Pyro and the Ferrari. So far though, he's kept it clean. Seemingly slightly slow through sector 2, I don't know. Oh yeah, in fact these letting drivers go by. I was looking a bit at my phone for a minute there. And in fact, I think he's going to be going for another take. He won't be the first driver to set the lap. Or is he going to enter the pits? No, he'll be going for another go around. So first person to set the lap, Mr. BT 2004, 106.8. So second driver to enter the 106s. Now a strong lap from him. And then Pallipudur 107.5, DeRoy 107.6, not slow lap times, but we've seen them go faster than that. Both of them definitely got more pace than them. It seems to be very hectic out there. Martins 108.0, KCB 107.7. Martins actually loses it, but luckily for him does not retire. And is A-OK. Good improvement from KCB to go into the 107.7. No takers on mediums so far, which honestly is the smart call in my opinion. And Jamie Robertson with an invalidation. I saw quite a few invalidations as I was scrolling through, yeah. Max and Berger actually just setting a lap. 107.0. Head Bumpier into the 106s as well. Drivers really starting to amp it up. 106.9, so I can feel the pressure. And you know, this is where some drivers actually really start to get eliminated. They gotta be careful. So yeah, Head Bumpier in second. 10th behind Mr. BT 2004, and then the 10th behind them, Berger, and then a gap of half a second. To Pallipudur and the Roy and KCB, Martins. It's Pyro only with 110. Definitely can go faster than that. Let's see how quickly he can go as he's coming through sector 2. Almost invalidates, went out really wide. Yep, using the full track to his advantage. Rightly so. Coming through sector 2, I think it's going to be a bit of a better sector 2 than he set last time round. Half shot ferry into the 106s as well, 106.9. And it's Pyro. Let's see how much is improved by. 1.8 seconds. He's gonna need to improve by a bit more. Ooh, almost a bit of a rear wheel spin, but should be fine. Not too detrimental to his lap time. Using as much of the track as he can, but then goes out wide, loses a couple of hundredths or a couple of milliseconds. By doing so, 107.5 for its Pyro down in 6th, and still 6 drivers yet to do. No, 5 drivers, sorry, yet to do a lap. I see Max. Game says mediums, but he's actually out there on soft, so not sure what the game's on there. Jim Robertson, validated. If he's got the fuel for it, he's going to be going for another go around. I see that ERS 100%, so he's definitely seemingly trying to do that. Max now up into first, 106.7. A lot of guys improving from their Q1 timings. Look at that, how close are the top 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 as well, basically all really close together. And Jamie Robertson not having enough fuel, I'm assuming, as he enters the pits. Dexacinio actually out on mediums. I think he's the only driver that's going to be trying to set a lap on mediums. 8 minutes 15 seconds left in the session. We're going to have to wait and see how that pans out. For probably will need to come out on softs though. let's just wait and see. I mean, you get someone like Max, you know, Mr. BT, Hedlund, Piastri, Ferry, Berger, you know, those guys are really fast. Maybe they could have managed to do laps on mediums, but still, I feel like it's way too risky. And it would really need to be the perfect lap on their ends. I'm going to be curious to see how much lap time on mediums differs to the lap time on softs, as I don't know obviously the exact timing of that. As I saw, Dan moved up into 6th on 07.3. I think he was faster than that in Q1, so we'll just have to wait and see if he actually is able to pull that off, if he even wants to. Or maybe these were his only fresh tires left, although I doubt that. And the Exasinio 117.3 on mediums. I'm guessing it was an extra warm-up lap or something, because I'm pretty sure he's got more pace than that. So far, Martins, the Exasinio. Wait, I see Norwich fan retired. I never even clocked that. I think he did so on the pits. No, doesn't seem to be out. I don't think it was on track. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't clock that. And now let's see the Exasinio on mediums, how fast he can actually go. Bit of the buckle going down in Discord. And 107.5 on mediums in 8th. That's why I said it was risky, because the Exasinio was one of the fastest drivers in Q1. On soft, obviously. Problematic down in 8th. Too risky. Probably will need to come out on soft, but good lap time for mediums on 7.5. Yeah, at Norwich as well, spun around and his tyre hit the wall and retired because of that. Meantime, Jamie Robertson invalidated again, struggling to make a valid lap round here. 5 minutes left to go in the session. Needs to make a bit of a move of it, because obviously no lap time currently in the elimination zone. Martins improved to 107.766, 1 millisecond behind KCDB. De Roy looking to improve, out on another lap just now, 107.6, definitely can go faster than that. And the Exasinio now coming into the pits. He'll be looking probably to do a lap time on mediums, as he has dropped down to 9th. So someone jumped into the top 10, and I'm not clicking who it is. I see Head Bumpy and Matchday G's Gelato's 106.5 now, up into 1st. Good lap time from him. And Jamie Robertson down in 13th, not being able to set the lap yet. But yeah, this one is valid so far. So at least there's that going for him. I'm sure Martins won't be too happy being 1 millisecond behind KCB, but currently both of them stand in the elimination zone. De Roy on the brink of elimination. Pallipador in 8th and Dan in 7th. The Exasinio retiring from the session. Wait, the Exasinio retiring from the session? That is not something I expected. He's down in 10th. on the brink of elimination. He might not go through, honestly. He only needs to be passed by 2/10 by either KCB Martins or Jamie Robertson, who only was able to set a 108.1 so far. The Roy has improved up into 7th, 107.1. Diana, I think, improved as well to 107.3. Palipudor, I think, has also improved to 107.3. Berger with his 107.0, then top 5 all in the 106s. But yeah, risky move from Dan. KCB Martins still in the pit, so I have to wait and see if they come out a short lap here round in Brazil, so they can afford to wait a bit. And Jamie Robertson entering the pits. He's gonna, I think, he'll have enough time to come in and go back out though. As Berger moves up into 3rd, 106.8, just slightly ahead of Mr. BT 2004. A lot of squabbling for the top positions, but nothing to life or death making down on the back. And you know, 3 drivers about to be eliminated. And the guy in 10th from the brink of elimination already retired, thinking he's safe. And Dan as well in 9th, looking to definitely improve. Head Bopie has been disqualified from the session for facing the wrong way, and I think he spun around and the game disqualified him for facing the wrong way. It's not the first time I've seen that happen, because this game can be quite bad when it comes to that regard. And damn, as the other drivers are trying from the session, and that gives an extra free slot to Dexasinio and moves KCB on the brink of elimination of being eliminated. So Head Bopie is now down, and with the grid penalties as well, will be starting down and last, or JT will. In Tier 2, Thunder Bales has won the Drivers' Championship. Congrats to him, and obviously well done to A-Dude as well, who I'm sure gave no battle till the end. As Q2 is coming to a close. Dan out on the track. KCB starting his lap just now, and Jamie Robertson about to be starting his lap as well. Martins is on a lap, and we're gonna have to see how he does coming through the final corner. He's gonna be looking to improve by, well, 2 milliseconds to get past KCB and go through to Q3. Can he do it? He's entering the pit, so it's a no from Martins. Jamie Robertson not able to start on new lap either, so KCB is through to Q3. The scenes on that, but he's still going. Looks like he's probably going to be trying to improve on his lap time. He's keeping it nicely together so far, at least. Dan, I think, was unable to improve as well. KCB, last man on track. The AlphaTauri boy puts on DRS one final time in Q2. Can he improve? He does by a 10th as he spins around very nicely. A nice pirouette, but stays in 10th. Nonetheless, though, a solid improvement from KCB from Q1 up till now. 107.5, only 2/10 off. Well, 8th and 7th, or what would be 9 and 8 if the Dexasinio the lap time on mediums. Pretty good stuff from him then ahead of those guys. The Roy in 6th, 107.1. The rest of the field, top 5 in the 106s. Half Shot Ferry in 5th, 106.9. It's Pyro, 106.9 as well. Then we got a 106.8 for Mr. BT. Another 106.8 for Berger, and then a 10th ahead of them is Max with 106.7. Had Bumpier set at 106.5, but then got DQ'd because the game is stupid, and Norwich fan retired with an unfortunate crash, which will, yeah, quite an eventful Q2. Q3 is underway. Oh boy. Last Q3 of F1 2020 for TRL, because then we'll be moving on to the new game. When that comes out, we might do some one-off events or something. Still have to wait and see. Definitely will be taking a week or so off as I deal with my exams and assignments, and as I'm sure the other drivers will be taking a bit of a break. Nonetheless, one final time. Max is first out on track, followed by It's Pyro. Behind him we got the AlphaTauri of Padley Padour, and then we got a Red Bull, a McLaren, a Renault, a Mercedes, a Racing Point, leaving only an AlphaTauri and a Red Bull still in the pits. And actually, AlphaTauri and Red Bull, the only two constructors to have both the drivers in Q3. Not a common sight, or at least here in Season 2. I mean, partially for the fact that AlphaTauri generally didn't attend, well, they didn't have the highest attendance percentage, and, well, Red Bull were missing a driver for the majority of the season. So it's Pyro, first person to be setting a lap. I see Palipador is on the mediums. Is that really? It is on the mediums. Don't know why it's on the mediums in Q3, because it's all about saying the fast lap time. No one cares about tires at this point, but maybe he's just doing it for some extra practice. Maybe loaded up some extra fuel as well, going around a couple of times. They'll be going for the big one near the end of the session. In the meantime, it's Pyro. He's going to be the man to beat. He's going to be saying the first lap time and quote unquote, well, professional pole. So, it's Pyro. I think that's his first time into the 106s. A very strong lap and a good contender for pole position actually. So yeah, it's Pyro on provisional pole, 106.8. Behind him Max, 106.8 as well. And then the Exasinio, 107.1 in 4th. Mr. BT 2004 in 3rd, 106.9. Dan in 5th, also 107.1, right behind the Exasinio. Palipador 107.9 in mediums, but I don't think he's really going for it. Obviously, I mean, on mediums, probably just doing some little bits of extra practice in case to be on his outlap. Ferry DeRoy still needing to do laps. Berger, BTW on provisional pole, 106.7, a 10th out of 2nd and 3rd. Me not starting last has the same effect of a Haas not starting last, basically. And tier 2 done. P2 today, pole and the Drivers' Championship for Thunderbales. Congrats to him. And competitive Q3 grid. Gotta be curious to see if Case2B. Oh, Case2B actually going really slow through. Well, he's on mediums as well, so probably doing a bit of extra practice. Actually, entering the pits. Maybe he went out on the wrong tire. and re-enters the pits. Ferry about to finish off his lap, up into 5th, 107.0, not able to break into the 06s like he was able to in Q2. And the Roy into the pits as well, not happy with his lap. I think he made a mistake or was stopped along the way. Dan Dixosinio, both capable of faster lap times, Hofstra Ferry as well. But it's close in the top 4. Very close for pole position. Oh, so KCB was trying to do practice on the mediums. I was correct on that much, but then he spun around and broke his front wing, so had to enter. And I think Pali Padur was on the same strategy, trying to do some laps on mediums, but don't know if he spun and broke his front wing. But he is now in the pits. Nobody. Oh no, actually, we've got one driver out on track, Mr. BT 2004, who just enters the pits just now. Also got Mercedes behind him in the form of Hofstra Ferry, also entering the pits, but it is fine because as one cycle ends, another one renews, and its Pyro is now out on an out lap. First driver out on the first run, now first driver out on the second run in Q3. So it's Pyro, a 10th off pole position, 5 minutes 13 seconds left on the clock, and he's going for pole position, only a 10th off. So he's probably got the pace for it, but it is going to be a challenge. So he's coming through sector 2. This is where most of the time is to be gained or lost, along with the first 2 corners of sector 1. Most of the time is getting lost through those 2 places. So let's see, can its Pyro get that 1/10 improvement that it needs coming through sector 2? Crosses a timing line. He is down by that 10.5 that he needs. It's a purple sector 2 as well, so the lap's going well for him. Obviously sector 3, not much can really go wrong unless you go a bit too much left trying to cut the corner and then validate, but it's Pyro cutting it a lot and still all valid, and he is on provisional pole. It's Pyro provisional pole for the last race of the season in season 2 of tier 1, 106.7, just edging his way ahead of Tresburger, BTW and Mr. BT 2004. As the Renault of the Roy up into 4th, 106.8. And I see an AlphaTauri. Pali Padur is the next man to probably set a lap time. He's 4/10 up. He lost that lap time on mediums. 4/10 up, still only going to be at 107.4. Not even going to improve his position. Keeping as close to the line as he can, and it's a 107.3 for Pali Padur. Still in 9th. KCB staying to the last instance, last few minutes to go out and try claim a higher position than 10th place. And I see it's Pyro coming around again, probably going to enter the pits. No, they have another go. It's Pyro doing 2 hot laps in a row and going for another lap time, so another fastest lap time. He managed to pull it off, and with a 106.7, it's Pyro on provisional pole, somehow having the fuel to go for 2 hot laps in a row. But then Cicinio crushes his party, 106.6, a tenth, well not even a tenth, a couple thousands, hundreds of seconds ahead of its Pyro to claim provisional pole. 2 minutes, slightly under 2.5 minutes left in the session. And the Exosinio raining on its Pyro's parade, but I'm sure he'll be pleased to see that. Can anyone go ahead of that 106.6? I've only seen 2 drivers do it so far, and they were hit bumpy. JT Gelato, both of which got disqualified. Mr. BT now edges away ahead of the Exosinio, 106.6 as well, just a couple hundreds of seconds out of the Exosinio. People are fighting for nothing here. They're fighting for peanuts, trying to edge their way ahead of each other. And so far, Mr. BT is the man ahead, is the man to beat. It's Pyro. No way he had enough fuel to go. No, okay, he didn't have the fuel for another go around. For a second, I thought he did, but he might be going for it this time around. Honestly, I feel like this might have been a bit of a mistake for its Pyro. Overfueling so much, obviously, from being able to do all these laps. Apart from the overfueling will be costing him definitely a couple of tenths. Even for tire wear, this probably not the optimal strategy. Probably would have been better to put it all into one lap. Nonetheless, it's Pyro down in third. Never mind, down in fourth. Tresberger BTW 106.5, fastest lap in provisional pole. A minute left in the session from now. And oh my, what this is astounding to be. The Exosinios retired from the session. Fair enough. Berger as well. Fair enough. Time to beat 106.5 for provisional pole. KSB looking to beat 107.3 to move up into 9th place. Hasn't been able to set a lap so far in Q3. Can he do so this time around? I think so. He's kept it clean. He's kept it valid. Oh man, it's a bit of the curb going through that kind of final corner. Not really what you want to be doing. It's Pyro also retiring. In case to be, where can he go on his final run for today? 108.0. We've seen him go faster than that in Q2, and unfortunately for him, he's going to be staying down in 10. I mean, he's got another go. Question is, does he have the fuel for it? I think he's sending it. He's absolutely trying to send it. Probably won't have the fuel for it though. But fair enough. Fair attempt for trying to send it. Dan definitely will be looking to improve. Down in 8th. We've seen him go faster, but he hasn't really been able to live up to that so far. I'm sure Mr. BT will be looking to try get provisional pole. He's down in third. Only moves up into second. First Max moved up into second to 106.6. Well, which was slightly faster than Mr. BT's 106.6. Now Mr. BT was like, nah, I want 106.5. Gets it. Only 2 milliseconds, not thousandths of a second behind Berger to not allow him to get pole position. So Berger's still on track for pole. But Dan will be looking maybe to rain on his parade. His fellow Red Bull teammate. Can he get pole position? Dan 107.0. It's an 8th place finish for him. And Palipador unable to improve with an invalid lap. KSB improved a bit more, 107.5, but unfortunately for him, albeit a good effort, still down in 10th. I think the Roy is the last man out there, and he's round. He won't be improving on his lap time. So that, ladies and gents, is the end of the final qualifying session of Season 2 of TRL in Tier 1. Tresberger BTW claiming pole position, and Mr. BT 2004 2 1,000ths of a second behind him. And then not to mention Max and the Exosinio, it's Pyro, the Roy and Offshot Ferry all are really close to each other. But yeah, really close battle. But in the end, Berger BTW comes out on top. JT Gelato, Het Bimpier, Cam Dude will all be starting from the back. We'll be looking to maybe pull off, especially JT Gelato, a potential loss to first challenge. Highly unlikely, but it's possible. Brazil, last time we raced here, was voted race of the season. Can we have that this time around again? We'll find out within the next 40 minutes or so. Yeah, Ashrafer wasn't able to hook up a lap altogether. An exciting quali coming to a close. And the formation lap's underway. It's JT Gelato down in 16th. Hedbompier in 15th. Cam Dude 14th. Hedbompier JT getting DQ'd. Cam Dude crashing out early on in Q1 with a pretty good lap time as well, and probably would have been able to improve on it as well. And then 13 Orange Fan also crashed out later on in Q2, if I'm not mistaken. And then 12th we've got Jamie Robertson, 11th Martins, and 10th KCDB making his way to Q3. We're definitely going to be happy with that. Probably though the preferred 11th, considering he started down in 10th. Palipador in 9th, Dan in 8th, Halfshot Ferry in 7th, and this is where the pack really was close in Q1 from Halfshot Ferry onwards. Halfshot Ferry in 7th, the Roy in 6th, it's Pyro 5th, the Exasinio in 4th, Max in 3rd, Mr. BT 2004 and Tresberger BTW claiming a pole position for the last time round in Season 2 of TRL in Tier 1. And his formation lap is coming to an end, but he really should be slowing down because these tires are going to be freezing by the time he gets to it. There's already a massive gap between Max and the Exasinio, then another massive gap between Orange Fan, between Offshot Ferry and Dan, and then between, Jesus Christ, I think that between Palipador and Case to be another massive gap. By the time Burger slots up to the grid, by the time JT Gelato slots up to the grid, Burger's probably going to be waiting on there for around 30 seconds. His tires are going to be freezing. Yeah, I'm definitely expecting a crash or a collision as we enter this first lap. Case to be taking his sweet time to line up to the field. Yeah, definitely expecting a collision. It's Brazil. We do see collisions pretty often. We do see safety cars in the first lap as well. It's a short run down to the line. It's a heavy braking zone. It's a hard couple of first corners. Gonna be hard to keep clean. The leaderboard's already glitching up. You love to see it. For one final time, it's lights out and away we go. And Burger actually able to get away pretty well, even though his tires were probably freezing off the start. Coming down through the rest of the pack, we see some drivers side by side. Cam Dudes of the session, that's going to be a problem. I see a Red Bull and Max touch it. Oh, and Max throws the XS a bit wide, and the McLaren having to rejoin the track, and even another McLaren at the back having a bit of an issue. And JT Gelato had Bumpier up 2, Jamie Robertson down 2. And Cam Dude's all the way down. He needs to be re-invited. Jamie Robertson, I think he's got some front wing issues. He's going to be needing to pee. He's not going to be happy with that. JT Gelato up 4 places. At Bumpy up 4 as well. Right on their tail is Martins. It's Pyro close behind Mr. BT and Tresberger BTW. I'm going to try to re-invite Cam Dude. The problem is I don't think we're even friends yet. Yeah, we are indeed not even friends yet, so unfortunately I can't. Oh, he's joined back. Okay, then need to do that myself. Just wasted your guys' time. Norwich fan is up 5 places. Jamie Robertson's retired from the session. And, oh, and that's spun around. Martins, I think. He's spun around. So we didn't see any incidents in, well, many in lap 1. Instead we saw on lap 2, as I see. Palipadur having to change his front wing. De Roy as well having to change his front wing. He's not going to be happy with that. He's down 8. Palipadur down 6. Jamie Robertson retiring. And Martins, I don't think he has... Yeah, he's got wing damage as well. He's going to be needing to re-enter the pits. In the meantime, JT Gelato at Bumpier both up 5, chasing down. Well, not really chasing down, on the tail of KCDB. Max, oh, send it really deep into its Pyro. Gets ahead of him, but that was a bit of a, maybe a bit too much of a dive bomb. Its Pyro, I think, doesn't have wing damage, and he's lucky not to have any. Yeah, Max's wing looks to be intact, and so does its Pyro's. Both of them lucky for that, with the kind of dive bomb Max kind of put in down there. Final race of the season, stakes flying a bit high, although not really much need for such a drastic measure as KCDB and Het Bumpier fighting it out. Het Bumpier trying to get ahead of Het Bumpier, the much faster driver, trying to get ahead of KCDB, but KCDB putting on a nice bit of defense and not allowing the Williams man to get past, and JT Gelato as well right behind him. And Martins in the pits, well, coming out of the pits, having to change his front wing. Already a bit of a gap starting to form in the leaders, all keeping barely within a second of each other. Het Bumpier now taking it down the inside of KCDB. They're side by side. The Alpha Tauri trying to hold on round the outside. He's got no ERS left, literally deploying all of the ERS, and Het Bumpier takes it nicely down the inside. KCDB losing the rear a bit, but he's able to keep on track. His Camden gets fastest lap, and Het Bumpier claims position ahead of KCDB, and now JT Gelato going to take it down the inside of KCDB. KCDB forcing him with as inside as he can, trying to squish him, and KCDB ends up going wide, losing the place to JT Gelato, trying to defend, but you can't really blame KCDB. He tried his best, but JT Gelato, Bumpier, two of the fastest drivers in TRL, and getting ahead of KCDB. KCDB now down in 11th, looking to play a catch up and try and maybe get ahead of Norwich fan. Just have to wait and see if he's able to pull that off. Or there's some Martins, De Roy down in 15th. I think he might have had to pit again. No way. Okay, no, only one stop for De Roy, Martins, and Palipadur. As maxing out fastest lap of the race, and Martin's trying to get past Palipadur. Oh, Max and Mr. BT though battle for second. Oh, and Mr. BT goes into the wall, and I think, yeah, that's a retirement, and it's only a virtual safety car. Max has retired as well. Well, the game said Max retired as well, but he seems to be driving along just fine. And my oh my, Mr. BT is not gonna be happy with that one. That was not the cleanest of overtakes from Max. You saw it first time round as well when he first went on the dive bomb on its Pyro, and now on Mr. BT, claiming Mr. BT, sending him into the wall. And that's going to end the race for Mr. BT. That is unfortunate. Virtual safety car is disabled. DRS is now enabled again. And we had the potential for Mr. BT challenging for the race win, but now not going to be doing that, as JT, oh, Norwich fan I think, spun around a bit as KCDB, JT and Het Bumpier all got past him. Martins, De Roy, a bit of a battle. Palipadur had to pit again, and now Max trying to go for first place. Hopefully he takes nobody else out. It's Pyro right on his tail as well. Half Shot Ferry down in 5th, right behind on their tail. Dan as well up in 6th. He's looking to get past Half Shot Ferry. Well, Half Shot Ferry also has DRS on the Exosinio. The Exosinio with no DRS. And Bumpy JT already up into 7th and 8th. Right behind each other. These two seemingly working in tandem, trying to do their last. The first challenge is going to be an interesting combination come the end of the race. Well, I wouldn't really call it selfish, but it's more of an unfortunate touch. Kind of not really expected coming to that corner. It is a bit hard, but you know, you can always leave some more room. And it is unfortunate that he sent you into the wall. Smallest of touches is all it really takes in F1 cars. But yeah, Max not being the cleanest of drivers here in Brazil. Norwich fan, first driver to get a 30-second time penalty. And JT Gelato, Bumpy already almost in a second. But of Dan and DX getting overtaken by Half Shot Ferry before the corner even came. Oh, I think I'm seeing a zoned out AlphaTauri. Oh, well, it's not KCB. KCB is into the pits, swapping onto the mediums. I think he's trying to do a bit of an undercut. I think that was Palipador, yeah, that's being shown the blue flags. And JT Gelato Bumpy right, gaining on Dan and Dixosinio, and after very 3 seconds behind, it's Pyro, who was battling with Max and Burger BTW for the race win. Yeah, I went onto the grass, which was my mistake, but then I tried to go on the inside. He just knocked me off. Oh, it turned off your PS, you don't have the clip. That's frustrating. And also, if you do get reported, technically is a warning, since you don't have the footage. But yeah, I don't blame you for turning off the PlayStation in frustration and anger, because it's happened to me before. I don't recall seeing you go into the grass, because I think I went onto the overtake slightly late. But yeah, definitely unfortunate, and definitely well took out a potential driver for the race win, as Deroy still behind his teammate. Deroy, I know he's he's on hards, but he's the fastest driver between the two, and being able to stay behind Martin's probably DRS helping him alongside. Hello SFR Darkside. Oh yeah, no Ben, I know he don't report it. That's for Darkside. Nice of you to join, not nice of you to not race though. Would have been nice to have you along. You are a pretty fast driver as well. Palipador, multiple warnings, 3-second time penalty. Being shown the blue flags and still not really getting out the way. I mean, I know there's ghosting, but I've sent it out a million times. Even though there's ghosting, if you're being shown the blue flags, just get out the fucking way. People need to learn how to do that. Might need to start setting up some penalties for that, because people clearly not respecting it. Yeah, he could have won, but man, as soon as he took Pyro out, I knew he was going to do it. Well, he didn't take Pyro out, to be fair. He just really took a really massive dive bomb, and somehow none of them got front wing damage, which I'm still surprised by. Oh, Camdo, Norwich fan battling it out. Camdo there, the Norwich fan before the corner comes. Yeah, thank you for joining, and thank you for oh, I saw a spun driver into the wall. That's Palipador into the wall. We've got another VSC. And thank you for joining, thank you for bringing people along. Ben, aka Mr. VT 2004. Would be nice to have you along with us next season. As so far, I've been too tired. I was at my friend's all night, went to bed at 5 AM, I woke up at 8. Ooh, to be fair, I don't blame you for being tired. But damn, why wake up at 8? I sleep at 5 AM basically every day, but I wake up at 2 PM instead of 8 AM. A bit of a difference. Virtual safety car still underway. Yeah, I actually wish you won a race. Would have been nice. You haven't been racing with us for too long though either, so I'm sure you'll have your opportunities to do so in the next F1 game. Jim Robertson as well, a bit of an early retirement, but it's all alright. There's always next season. The RS is back enabled, VSC is off, and some people trying to take advantage of the VSC as they're entering the pits, nonetheless having to swap on from softs to Hards. Anyway, Norgefan Camdude battling it out again. Norgefan this time to having the inside line, and now Norgefan is ahead of Camdude, getting his place back. Bit of a nice battle between the two. Headbumpy and JT Gelato have been able to catch up to Dan 239723. JT, I don't know if JT just hasn't had the pace to get past Headbumpy, or if he's just not bothering to try get past, and would rather just work in tandem and avoid any collisions and just slowly work their way up the field. I'm curious as to what strategy they're going to do. Are they going to try the medium to soft? Might be a bit hard to pull off. Just have to wait and see how that works out for them. For the Roy, the Hards not working out too greatly. KCDB is and it's Pyro now into the pits, putting on the hard compound tires. And let's see where Tris Berger is going to come out in relation to it's Pyro. Ooh, it's definitely going to be close. It's definitely going to be close, but did the undercut work? Oh, I don't know if it was an undercut by Berger or an overcut attempt by Pyro, but Pyro is in the technical lead of the race, having overcut both Max and Berger BTW. A good strategy from its Pyro. Oh, Max as well getting ahead of Berger. Don't know when that happened. Luckily though, I see all front wings intact, which hopefully means no dirty tactics or collisions were involved. JT Gelato actually ahead of ahead of Headbumpy. As I just mentioned, I wonder if as KCB 3-second time penalty. I was wondering if JT Gelato was just struggling for pace, or what was happening. And JT Gelato now trying to get past Dan, almost took it around the outside, didn't really have room for it, backed out. Respectful driving from JT Gelato, probably will be going for another go. 12 laps out of 36 done so far. Sub-driver still yet to pit. And Max goes at a Norgefan, and Hotshot Ferry loses a place to DXSinio. Berger and Norgefan battling it out again, and Berger goes ahead. Berger now though almost slightly over a second behind Max, falling out of DRS range, know exactly what he wants, as its Pyro is on the technical race lead. Will definitely be fighting for the race lead with Headbumpy and JT Gelato most likely once they come to do their pit stops. They are involved in a bit of traffic right now in the form of Dan, Halfshot Ferry and DXSinio will be needing to make some overtakes pretty quick if they don't want to be held up. Halfshot Ferry into the pits, so that's one less overtake JT Gelato and Headbumpy need to make as they trod on their challenge from last to first. I wonder if Halfshot Ferry had to change his front wing. I feel like he's lost a lot of time in that pit stop. DXSinio, JT Gelato, I'm just clocking as well on 3-second time penalties. Case to be another 3-second time penalty. DeRoy constantly within that 0.4 second margin to his teammate. Wonder if he's getting held up, or I don't know what's the issue here. One stop strategy. Apparently mediums probably swap onto hards, I'm guessing. But then that would surely make the softer hard strategy better, I'm assuming. But who am I to speak as JT Gelato right on the tail of Dan. He's going to have the inside line. He's going to have DRS. He's going to send it down the inside. And he is... not yet ahead, as that's beautiful racing from the pair. But Dan, instead of trying to stick it around the outside, backs out a bit, lets JT take the place. But now he's going to slot in right behind JT Gelato. He's going to have DRS, and now he's going to send it down the inside. But he doesn't have the room for it, a bit too far back. And lets JT stay ahead of him, but now Hetbumpier wants the move done, wants the overtake done. Oh, I almost actually did send a, not really, he didn't really have any room. I feel like it was more of a bit of a late break than an actual send. And now Hetbumpier will be looking to get out of Dan to stick alongside his, well, what seems to be quote-unquote teammate. Oh, KCDB is retired from the session coming out of the first two corners. It's another virtual safety car. Brazil not giving us any safety cars. KCDB not going to be happy. 14 laps in retirement. That's another one, unfortunately, to the tally. Yeah, still, as for dogs, even though his parents hook you up, you can still go back to sleep, can't you? I mean, is your life. As Dix Asinio Dan enter the pits. Come, do you reckon I could join back and engineer for Pyro? Oh yeah, sure, I can give you another invite. I can do that real quick. Yep, give me a second, just trying to find you on my friends list. Alright, I sent you an invite. You can join to Race Engineer Pyro. DRS back enabled. VSC is gone. Mr. PT is now back. So, JT Gelato, Hetbumpier currently 1 and 2. Both of them though still need to stop. So it's Pyro technically in the race lead, no problem. Mr. PT. And Roy, I think, might be looking for an overtake on his teammate. Sends it down the inside and does go nicely out of his teammate. I wonder if it was a team call or if I think it was an actual. I think it's an actual battle going on. As Martin's still right on his tail. Don't really think it was a team call. Then again, Martins will be needing to pit soon because he's done. He's still on softs. Oh yeah, but he has already stopped. I forgot about that. He had to stop to change his front wing, so it was unfortunate that. Two Red Bulls behind each other. They can work together. Out of them, DX Asinio and then Max right on the tail of it's Pyro. And Hetbumpier is fallen 2 seconds behind JT Gelato. And with no one around him to assist him with maybe DRS, Hetbumpier would be needing to gain those 2 seconds as quickly as he can. Or at least gain 1 second so he can use the DRS again to his advantage. And JT Gelato, fastest sector 2. We could see a new fastest lap of the race coming round in a matter of moments. And well, not a fastest lap, but Hetbumpier falling steadily behind JT Gelato. And I don't know how long the pit stop is, but I still think it's Pyro is in the race lead, even if JT and Hetbumpier, for when JT and Hetbumpier do pit. The race is quite quieted down. I mean, our drivers, right behind each other. Berger, Dan, DX Asinio right behind each other. The Roy, Martins right behind each other as well. Max and it's Pyro, but not really any moves being done. Not really any overtakes being done. I think things will get probably quite interesting once JT and Hetbumpier hit the pit stop. But yeah, look at that. JT's got a fast lap of the race so far. Probably not going to be pitting very soon. Up 15 positions. Hetbumpier up 13 positions. Mental stuff from the pair. And honestly, if JT wins this, I don't know, bro. Like that pace. When I tell you that pace is mental, even from Hetbumpier. Like, don't get me wrong, Hetbumpier is a fast driver, but these drivers are still like on the level of Hetbumpier. And I mean, sure, JT Gelato won the championship and is seemingly almost always just a tenth or two ahead of the drivers, but still a tenth or two ahead. No excuse to be going from 16th to 1st. If he pulls this off, even Het Bumpier first, if he goes from 15th to 2nd, absolutely insane if they can do it somehow. Martins, De Roy battling it out once again. Martins now out of De Roy. Martins on very old softs and fighting alongside De Roy. They made it side by side quite nicely and no contact being made. Respect between the two, but now De Roy with DRS is going to have the inside line as well and stays ahead of Martins. Take a look at tires. Yeah, he's on 14 lap old soft. That's pretty old softs here around Brazil. I mean, JT Gelato and Het Bumpier have done 18 laps on mediums, just to put that into perspective, and probably will be pitting soon. Tresberger, BTW, DXSinio battling it out. Berger ahead of DXSinio. But DXSinio though will be looking to come back at him. And he is round the outside. Can he send it round the outside? It's a bit hard to hold. It's a bit of touch, a bit of contact with wheel banging. But Berger able to hold on to the position. But now with Casino with the outside line, we'll have the inside line coming into the corner. And Berger is going to have to back out. Does not want to risk spinning out. And the Casino holding on to 5th place. Norwich fan. Martins with a 3-second time penalty. I thought Norwich fan did as well, but it was just Martins, my bad. And Dan is all right on the tail of 2 Red Bulls trying to get past McLaren, and McLaren holding on nicely. JT Gelato, 19 lap old mediums, 20 lap old mediums, banging out fastest lap on old mediums somehow. Definitely going for the medium to soft strategy, JT and Het Bumpier, but Het Bumpier is now falling off basically 4 seconds behind JT Gelato. And I still think if he were to pit though, it's Pyro and Max would come out ahead, and Berger and the Exosinio probably alongside them, as Berger trying to get past the Exosinio again. The Exosinio really leaving any room, and now Berger gets overtaken by Dan, and Dan looking for the double overtake. He's going to have DRS, he's going to try get past the Exosinio, he's going to have the outside line, he's going to have DRS. Can he do it? The Exosinio held this inside line really nicely last time around, but not enough, and Dan takes a bit of an extra wide line and gets ahead of the Exosinio. And Tresberger, BTW losing 2 positions. Well, not losing 2 positions. Being overtaken by Dan. And then Dan took advantage of the chaos between Berger and the Exosinio and got ahead of the Exosinio. And Martins ahead of De Roy. These two having an absolute blast between themselves. Nice to see them at least having fun and racing each other. As De Roy now sending it down the inside again, ahead of Martins. And now Martins again, trying to take it around the outside of De Roy and goes ahead. These two have an absolute worldie. Now, Het Bumpier entered the pits. We're going to see where he comes out. Probably trying to undercut JT Gelato at this point, which is a smart call. And he's going to come out right behind Tresberger BTW, which leads me to assume that JT Gelato would come out in between Dan and Max if he were to pit. It would be though now on fresh softs. Will be looking to make some early prey out of the drivers ahead of him, and then use the clean air to try, get ahead of JT Gelato, as Berger just opened the door for Het Bumpier. I think he made a mistake. And Het Bumpier now trying to take it around the outside of Berger. Berger having the inside line. Not really the most dominant one through that corner. And Het Bumpier is ahead of Berger. Berger not having the best of times. And Het Bumpier happy to get done with that overtake as quickly as possible. And to be looking to do the same with Exosinio and Dan. Probably hoping that the DRS gives him the bit of extra advantage I needs off JT Gelato. JT Gelato has pit. He's coming out of the pits. It's Pyro Max ahead, and let's see where the rest come out in relation to JT Gelato. And JT Gelato is quite well ahead of Dan and the Exosinio, Het Bumpier and Berger. Yeah, Dan's 3.3 seconds behind JT Gelato. So that means JT Gelato is 3.2 seconds and 2 drivers between himself and the last first race win. Absolutely mental. I also don't know at what point Max got of its pyro, but that did happen. Martins and the Roy having a go at it again. Now Martins ahead of the Roy. These two. Honestly, they could. These two probably are having the battle of the season right back now for 11th place. Mental scenes. One on old hards, one on old softs. I think there's no way Martins can take those softs till the end. Probably gonna need to have to do another stop. But at the rate these two are going, they might just stop together, and because they're just probably having so much fun, and they're 15-16 seconds off the next driver, might as well. And nonetheless, Bumpier, the Xacinio battling it out at Bumpier ahead of the Xacinio, and he's going to take it down the inside of Dan. And Dan, I don't know if Dan let him pass. I doubt he would have just let him pass so easily, but Dan Bumpier with a beautiful double overtake, and is now 5 seconds behind JT Gelato, with Dan and DXS and Berger trailing him closely behind, and Dan though not really sending it, but the Xacinio is trying to take it round the outside of Dan, doesn't really have the momentum for it, and in fact backs out of it. And JT Gelato, a man on a mission, up into second and fastest lap ahead of its Pyro. And JT Gelato is 1.2, 1.1, 1 second, under 1 second. And what, Jesus, to the race lead. JT the beast. Absolutely mental. I would have been really curious to see what his qualifying time would have been in Q2 and Q3, because he got a 106.5 on like what, one lap, one try. Mental. I still don't understand. This guy in 24 laps basically went 16 to first. Well, he isn't first just yet. He's still, well, less than half a second behind Max, who's on old hards, and JT is on fresh softs. Honestly, for JT to be able to pull this off, I'd have to estimate he's around half a second faster than the rest of the field. Even at Bumpier, insane stuff what he's done. And the both of them have to be like a good 0.2 to half a tenth faster per lap than the rest of the field for them to pull this off. Mental. Berger re-enters the pits. Hard's not working out for him. Probably gonna try slot on the softs and see if maybe he can gain any positions that way. Ooh, he'll have to serve a time penalty as well. Ooh, he's left the session. I wonder if I can get Mr. BT to re-invite him. And JT Gelato looking to go for that race lead. And JT Gelato, using the momentum, using the slipstream, using the DRS, has taken the race lead here in Brazil in the final race of the season on TRL. 16-1, JT Gelato in 26 laps. Mental scenes, insane scenes. He's already half a second ahead of him already. Had Bumpier making slow gains. It's Pyro. I wonder if he'll reach striking distance by the end of the race or sooner. It's Pyro having lost 1.7 seconds to Max. And Max already out of DRS range to JT Gelato. So in 26 laps, JT Gelato has gone from 16th to 1st, got fastest lap of the race, and put 1 second gap between himself and second. What even? And credits Ted Bumpy as well. He went from 15th to 4th in 26 laps, and is currently on the chase and on the hunt for 3rd place, and hell, probably even 2nd, with the form and the speed that he is going on. Dexter trying to make his way past Dan. Hasn't really been able to. He's been on his tail for a while, but not able to get past. The Roy's now well ahead of Martins. Yeah, Martins having needing to wait. Jesus, Martins hasn't even stopped yet. Those tires must be dead. 23 lap old softs. I wonder if he's trying to see how long they can go before he gets a puncture at this rate. 9 seconds behind his teammate DeRoy. Berger trying to go with the extra stop hasn't really proven beneficial, and also he did leave the session. Oh, his Wi-Fi shut down. That was the issue. Yeah, Berger's Wi-Fi not working well, and he's down in 11th. The Exasinio currently in 6th, still chasing down Dan, and looks like he might be able to get past him this time round. Slipstream DRS down the inside he goes, and that is he goes ahead of Dan. I think they still might be side by side. No, the Exasinio is of Dan. Bit of a weird camera angle there. I couldn't really see what was going on. And Dan trying to consider an overtake, but too far back to do so. But he's still right on the tail of the Exasinio, and we're looking to get his place back. Hebumpier 2.3 seconds behind its Pyro, making his gain nicely. Yellow flags in sector 1. I think. Yeah, I don't know if Berger spun around. I'm not really sure what happened, if I am being completely honest. The AI, I'm pretty sure Berger isn't driving. I'm pretty sure the AI is driving, and I'm pretty sure he got a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I don't know how the AI has done that. I don't know how the AI has managed to stiff themselves. Well, nice. Anyway, Dan and the Exasinio, another nice battle. Dan now trying to regain his place, tried taking it around the outside, wasn't able to. And Exasinio with a good block, and Martins has crashed. And that is another virtual safety car. Ooh, probably big incident as well. Finds himself into the wall, and Brazil has claimed another driver. No safety cars. The game does not want to give us a safety car today. Well, 6 laps left to go, and I'm sure Hebumpier is not happy with that. I'm sure Bumpy's going to be like, oh man, either give me no VSC or give me a full-on safety car at this point. VSC is gone, DRS is on, and we are back on their way. Hebumpier, 1.2 seconds behind its Pyro. We'll be looking to get within that DRS range and try launch himself ahead of its Pyro. Then he'll have what, 5 laps to get past Max. That's 3 seconds between. It'll be 3 seconds or so between themselves. It's going to be a hard one for second, but I can tell he's really trying. He's going to really try to go for it. Hebumpier now within half a second. DRS assistance has been enabled for him. He's got DRS now coming through this straight, but he's going to be too far back to make a move, but that's fine. I love how even the AI doesn't respect blue flags when there's ghosting on. Dan is still trying to regain his position. Get past the Exercinio DeRoy, 3-second time penalty. And Hebumpier right on the tail of its Pyro. Needs to make this overtake as quickly as he can so he can try go for second. Don't get me wrong. 15 to 4th, 15 to third, a great accomplishment. But I'm sure he's going to be trying his best to get second place. He's got DRS, he's got Slipstream. He doesn't have a lot of ERS left. Pyro has 0% ERS, so he's going to take it around the outside. And Hebumpier, is he going to be able to stick it? I don't have a good camera angle, now I do. And he's not able to stick it around the outside, but I think he's going to probably send it down this DRS so he gets Slipstream for quite an early point. And in fact, he's trying to send it down the inside, and it's Pyro not able to defend. Well, actually, he's still trying to send it, but not really able to defend. Yeah, I did not see that as a possible defense. And Hebumpier up into third. I just remember JT Gelato has a 3-second time penalty. Well. If Max could somehow gain a second, 1.3, 1.5 seconds, if he could somehow do that, he could still claim the race win. Hebumpier now with, well, 3 laps in around 10 seconds, looking to gain 3.6 seconds to get past Max. It's gonna be hard. DeRoy, Postrez, Burger, BTW, I think he's still having Wi-Fi issues and unable to join. Ferry down in 8th, Camdude in 7th. Oh, and this Pyro's gotten ahead of its Hebumpier again. Oh, this has really diminished Hebumpier's chances of getting second place. He's going to have DRS this time round again, and he's going to have the momentum for it down the inside, and now it's more of a side-by-side action. DeRoy's retired from the session. He spun through the first 2 corners, but wheel banging between Hebumpier and its Pyro, and Hebumpier able to make his way ahead of its Pyro again, and not even a VSC for that crash of DeRoy. Obviously, in the late stages of the race, the game tries to avoid VSCs and safety cars. You know, Camdude I think started in 14th and he's up into 7th. Brilliant race as well. Yeah, up 7 places. It's just, and that's what you normally expect from kind of last to first, but with people in your pace. But JT and Hebumpier blasting out of everyone. Oh yeah, 1.5 laps to go. Hebumpier 4.1 seconds behind Max. Max 4.2 seconds behind JT Gelato. And if he's only going to have 1.5 laps basically to close that gap to under 3 seconds, so we can go ahead because of the time penalties. Hebumpier, if he wants to get second, needs to gain 4 seconds in 2 laps. And its Power is not going to make that an easy task. He's going to try to get past him again, but he is too far back to get past. And Camdude, DXSinio, and Dan all battling it out, but Dan clipping the grass, and I think he's got front wing damage. He does. I don't know if it's a contact made. He's going really wide, and Dan having major issues. After Ferry having to pit as well. I think some contact was made, and Exercinio and Camdude ahead, and Camdude claiming his position back from the Exosinio up into 5th now. And I wonder if Dan's gonna pay to try stick it out. If I were him for one lap, I'd try stick it out. Oh, but he's really struggling out there. I don't know if he's gonna be able to stick it out for another lap. Norwich fan first lap of the race. I think he just prayed for a fresh set of soft compound tires. Yeah, he did. And JT Gelato looking for that race win. Hebumpier still, sorry, it's Pyro right on the tail of Hebumpier, still right behind him. Max is falling 6 seconds behind JT Gelato. Now we check the penalties once more. Yeah, it's still only 30 seconds. And Max with no time penalties means Hebumpier is going to have to be satisfied with a 3rd place finish, as it seems. JT Gelato. Oh, so DeRoy. Ooh, DeRoy didn't actually lose it. I was. Ooh, lost. Yeah, okay, so DeRoy didn't actually in the beginning. A guy crashed into him, well, lost it in front of him and took him out. Unfortunate indeed. And then 4 VSC's not even one safety car. I know that's an absolute joke. But nothing you can do. It's the final race of the season. JT Gelato, your Drivers' Championship winner. McLaren, your Constructors' Championship winner. He's, well, spinning around and, well, he's losing for, yeah, he's enjoying his time out there. He knows this is his race win. He won the race from last to first. Bumpier as well, enjoying the donuts, having come 2nd in the championship. Both of them having a brilliant race. And congratulations to everyone, and I thank you all for joining. It's been a brilliant season 2. Can't wait for season 3 and the new F1 game. And hopefully the game will be slightly better as well. As always, hoping for improvements. And Hebumpier and JT Gelato having the time of their lives out there. Imagine these two as pairing for the Constructors' Championship, Jesus. As Offshore Ferry gets the fastest lap of the race on the last lap. And I think Hebumpier being courteous and letting JT get ahead. No, he's not. He's still going to go ahead. And JT Gelato claiming a 7th place after having a fabulous time of donuts. So that Hebumpier some great times of donuts. And what a way to end the season. A phenomenal drive from JT Gelato and Hebumpier. And well done to all the drivers. I thank them all for participating and for joining. As the drivers got on the podium for one final time. Bit of a debacle, actually, for this season's been really clean, with lack of incidents all throughout mostly, and some pretty nice clean racing. A bit of issues with Max, we just have to iron them out and see what happens. Yeah, Offshore Ferry, very unfortunate as well. VSC did not work out in his favour for VSCs as well. The game needs to sort that out, you know, definitely. One of them at least was definitely worth of a safety car. Offshore Ferry getting the first lap of the race. We even got pole. Oh yeah, Berger got pole. And yeah, and then the controller DC'd me at the corner for Offshore Ferry, yeah. But this has been the final race of the season. You might see us for a one-off event, but until then, I don't know when you'll see us next. You will see us when the game comes out. And maybe we might even release some early access content, because from where I come from, we generally get the game a bit earlier than the rest of the world. So luckily, I might be able to personally put out some little bit of content for TRL. And yeah, I thank you all for joining me in Season 2. If you want to join, I don't know, try message one of us, try message TRL, try get contact somehow, send you a Discord link, we can do trials. This has been a wonderful season. I thank all the drivers, all the editors, all the everyone's, really, the directors and the stewards for Tier 2 and for F2 as well. And yeah, till next one, ladies and gents. I congratulate everyone. It's been a fun one.